Aloha. It was wonderful to see you. We're going to go over a couple concepts right here, and I just want you to try and get your fingers to move around this concept this week while you're doing your lessons at home. We're going to pancake everything we learned with all of our old chords, but what we're going to do is influence the 2 new chords, and we're going to do a quick recap. All of these will have the rhythm structure. I'll do a couple of them with you. Your Spyders this week, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try and keep our fingers close to the fretboard, and you're doing a great job not utilizing the thumb. Let's keep it that way. Let's use that first finger to do all of our plucking on the right hand. When we work all the way up to this last note, let's directly go down here within rhythm. So the whole thing should be one consistent. Right here, it goes back. It's gonna help us be able to jump from one end to the other, all right? That's gonna be our spider exercises. Keep on working those up and down. You might wanna do just a 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. Or just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. Anything you want to do that encourages your ring finger and your pinky to do a little bit more than the others will strengthen those two to be a little bit more fluid on the fretboard, all right? Now this is lesson 2. Our new chords that we learned were derived out of our A major chord. So let's take it to that. A major would be a C sharp, so it's the thick C string, the thickest string on the uke at the first fret. Our secondary finger is gonna be going, our middle finger is gonna be going on the second fret to play the A. So C sharp and an A. The other 2 strings, the E and the A, are gonna be played open, which makes this note and this note a unison, right? Ooh, I'm out of tune. So A major, and what I like to do is play this in a secondary fingering. So I just move my fingers over. What I did right there, whoop, was 1 finger, 2 finger, 1 finger comes off, 2 covers 1, 3rd finger comes on. Both are gonna be the A major chord, except they're gonna be able to scoot this up and bar these 2 at the first finger, thusly making A go to a B flat, a B, and then a C. So this C major, when you get to here, is almost exactly like that. It's just inverted. The tones from the frequency, the buzzing and the vibrating are the same. They just have a different resonance because some strings are thicker. They're different. So that leads me to this phrasing and ideology of something called chucking. When I play a C major, it has 3 open notes and the C, so I can't do a chuck, 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 chuck. I can, however, if I play a C with all the open notes, and when I attack it, I let off just a little bit so it thusly mutes the chords. So C, C, this is chuck. So you can do a C major 7 just the same way you would do a C major, but you would put first finger on the 2nd fret, second finger on the 3rd fret, 3rd finger on the 4th fret, and your 4th finger on a 5th fret, which makes a diagonal pattern all the way down, skipping a fret, skipping a string. Allows you to chuck with C major 7, or you can play like that, as your observation is. It's much easier to play it this way, but sometimes you do want to call for these. And then your C dominant 7 keeps the same bottom structure, except it moves your B down to a B flat. Once again, chucking. If you want to, play it open. They're the same chord, all right? Our newer chords for the day are going to be the D major and the E major. The reason why we use these, the D major, we use the 2nd, 3rd, and the 1st finger, is because when we move that secondary finger process up from the D, which is these 3 notes, and then this open A, when you lay your finger all the way down all 4 strings, that is called a B minor 7. It influences the B over the top of a D. When we have a D, F sharp, and an A are 1, 3, 5. If we influence that B over the top, we quite literally have our D, E, F sharp, G sharp, sorry about that, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp. So we've got our 6 popping over the top of there. So it's safe to say that one of these chords is a B minor 7 and the other one is a 6th chord in another key. It just so happens that it is a C flat C, C flat 6. Either way, that's a chord, that's a chord. When you've got your D major and you scoot this up to the 4th fret and put your finger down for that one note you were not touching, it becomes your E major. Here's where the interesting thing comes in. We know that when we move down our tonic, like let's say C major to C major 7 to C dominant 7, we're taking the C, going to a B, then to a B flat. Well, in the key of C, that's what happens. In the key of D, if I were to take my D and go down to a D flat or a C sharp, and then a C, I would be doing the same thing. D major 7, D dominant 7. I like to add my C up top. D dominant 7. Those movements are just moving the root down a half step, down a whole step. I hope that followed through. With A major, it would be A. We'd move the A down to an A flat, so we'd have A flat for an A major 7, and then we'd remove that A flat altogether for the whole step away from A. A flat, G. So a C sharp with a G and an E and an A make a A7 or an A dominant 7. Cool? So our new chord of the day kind of moves with that. The newest chords we learned were the B flat made out of the A major, the D major in all different fingers, and then the E. The best way to do this is just to do our rhythm over the top of a D in both fingerings, then move to an E. I'll do it with you. Like 4 times. Ready? Second finger, quarters. 1, 2, ready, and go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. D major, move our fingers, keep the right hand going. D major, scoot that up to the 4th fret and then put your first finger down at the 2nd fret for that B note to make the E major. D major. D major with our 3rd finger, scoot that up to the 4th fret and then lay down your finger on the 2nd fret for the note for the E major. Let's do this one more time. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Those went a little fast at the end, but that's what we'll get to this next week. Anywho, those are what we're working with. I would like you to see that E major, when we move that E note from right here down to a flat, just like C to B, C to C major 7, the E major to an E major 7 utilizes that. And then, of course, when we move that down to a D, that's a whole step away from the E. E, E flat, D. So that gives us our D dominant 7, which can also be played like this. So there are a couple different options in how we do this, but we're going to be talking about how to use the fingers according to how the Spider method lays out. When we stumble upon this fact, most of the chords that we land on learn with our 1st finger or our 2nd finger. So it would become apparent that the G major is a little bit easier to switch from the G to the F by just subtracting fingers and putting down a finger, right? Than it is from taking this and then moving our whole action. Whoop. It makes more sense to go like this. It's way quicker. Okay? So we're going to be working on things like that together. We're going to throw a song out, and I'm going to learn I Am Your Sunshine for you, and we're going to be rocking that out next week. It was wonderful seeing you, and I'll see you next week. Aloha.